So when he got to give me his attention, it so happened that it was the time when I had sent him Senzeni. And he just went crazy.
He knew it was the one.
Yeah, he called me instantly. I was like, boy, let me make you a superstar.
1, 2.
Yo, what up? It's your boy Mthandazo Gatya, the Senzeni hitmaker, and you are now watching Everything SA Music. Love you.
Okay, Mthandazo.
Yeah.
Welcome to Everything SA Music, bro.
Thank you so much for having me. Everything
For sure.
SA.
So let's just start with a little background story, like where you from, where were you born? You can look at us, it's fine. Yeah. So where were you born? Where you from? You know?
Mthandazo was born and raised in a small township called Weilers Farm. It's out in the south of Johannesburg on your way to the Val.
Yeah.
I was born and raised there, and everything ikale khona lapho, you know.
And then how did you pick up your interest for music? Like at what age? Who was the influences around you, you know?
Obviously, this is something I started as a kid back in primary. I was part of the school choir. I also, in high school, I also was still part of the school choir. Then 2010, after seeing myself on Gem Alley, that's when I decided, yes, if I can be on TV, you know, from Majazana, where, you know, there aren't too many role models. I was like, okay, then I guess I have so much potential in this music thing. Then from then onwards, you know, I've been pressing, I've been pushing.
No, let's take it back. How did you get onto Gem Alley?
I went for auditions, obviously. It was in Auckland Park at the SABC. I auditioned. I choked, but Abantu Beba's auditioner, they had an ear for music. Okay. So even though I choked, but they could hear Uti, this person actually has, you know, the voice. But being Nalente, skeptical about whether or not I'd be called back. And to my surprise, Yangene from Kinky, hey, come through for a rehearsal. You've made it. Good Gem Alley and all that. So yeah, that was the story.
How old were you then?
How old was I?
Top right middle center.
How old was I?
You were like in high school, around there.
That was just after high school.
Oh, that's just after high school.
Yeah, that was just after high school.
But I'm wondering, like, what type of music were you making early on?
It's funny because I had composed a song for myself. A guy of mine had a beat. I thought, you know what? Let me just, for a change, you know, freestyle. So I took a beat. When I sang, they actually thought I was singing a Jozi Brothers song. Because I remember this one guy had dreadlocks. I remember him pausing the music when I was singing, thinking that I was miming. You know, he paused and he was like, is this not Jozi? And then he said, sing. And I had to sing without the beat on. And yeah. So I freestyled. It was sort of like your Afro-popish,
okay.
You know, the Jozi Brothers type of style, yeah.
Okay.
So after the Gem Alley thing, that's when you realized that I can do this thing.
Yeah, after Gem Alley, that's when, because at school, when I was part of the school choir, I was the guy, you know, in the background. You know, I was singing baritone, if not baritone tenor. You know, I was, you know, not up for, you know, the spotlight and all that. I was just singing because I loved singing. And to my surprise, now I have to be, you know,
the main guy.
Yeah.
But then, like, so it sounds like you've been singing from like a young age. Did you like wake up and just yawn and you hear your voice is nice, or did you start at a young age?
My cousins were part of some choir. There was a community choir. So what I used to do is they'd perform on Saturdays and Sundays. So I'd go to the hall, watch and everything. So every time I'd go home, sing all the songs they sang and all that. And they'd tell me, hey, uyacula. You know, Mom, sometimes uyajuteka when people are like, and little did I know, I was actually training myself.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then how do you make your way into the music industry? How do you get involved with Jozi Entertainment, you know?
So how I met Lebo, there's a guy of mine named Kwame. I had done a song no Kwame called Abana Mali.
For those who don't know, can you just tell them who Lebo is?
Yeah. So Lebu is the CEO, founder, boss of Jozi Entertainment. Yeah. So Lebu was working with Kwame on a song I was featured on. So he had licensed the song. He was publishing the song rather. So I asked Kwame for Lebu's contacts, telling him that I have more songs that I'd love for Lebu to hear. And he gave me the songs. I kept on sending Lebu the songs, but Lebu didn't respond. He didn't respond because he was busy at the time because he's doing PR for other companies again.
Okay.
So when he got to give me his attention, it so happened that it was the time when I had sent him Senzeni. And he just went crazy.
He knew it was the one.
Yeah, he called me instantly. I was like, boy, let me make you a superstar. Let me change your life. And just as I said.
The rest is history.
Jackpot. But tell me, in between the phase whereby he gave you that call and you hustling, where were you staying and what were you doing on a daily basis?
Did you have like a job or did you go to school? What was going on?
For me, everywhere I went, I felt like I was suffocating because I had a decent job. I used to work for a company.
It's fine, you can say the name.
Yeah. So I was earning,
decent salary.
Yeah, I had a decent salary and all that. And but I felt like I was suffocating because I had to wake up every day, be trapped, in that space. And this music. No, it wasn't those. But problem was I was a contractor, so when they had to do stock taking, I had to form part of the team that would come and do stock taking. So you'd find that I came in early for my shift, obviously, and then I'd have again to do stock taking and have to sleep over at work sometimes. I'm like, okay, imali grand, but
sure, but
no, I'm not feeling the vibe. Yeah, so I quit. Just like that, and and it messed things up for me because I lost a lot of people that I loved.
Because of
this is before Lebu found you.
Before Lebu found me.
The coins were not adding up. Now people disappeared.
Yeah, people disappeared. I tried this music thing, but it wasn't working because how I imagined it was that my breakthrough would be, closer, especially after the Gem Alley thing. So I always imagined it would be, soon. But it didn't happen. So I tried again to get a job. I worked for some pizza company, just to survive. So I was a pizza chef. While working as a pizza chef, again, this thing came again. I'm like, I'm suffocating.
Because your passion is music.
Yeah.
So you knew where you
where I was smart is I bought recording equipment. I bought recording equipment.
In yourself.
Yeah. So I'd go to work, come back, work again. So you'd find that I'm sleeping at like 4 and then I need to be at work at 9. But because I knew this is what I wanted. So I quit again, and since then I never went back to work. I've been doing music.
You said that day when you quit, what happened? Like, did you go just home and stay for the weekend? Did that process start meeting Lebu and talking to him, or it took a while before you?
It took a while before I met Lebu because after quitting that job again, I had to suffer again. Lost more people again. Yeah. So much that I ended up having to be picked up by this family. Where they took care of me. There's a friend of mine called...
Was it that bad?
Yeah.
That you were like homeless?
Yeah, there's a friend of mine called Sbusi Sofunani.
Sure.
He introduced me to his family and we stayed with his mom and his granny. So they took care of us. When they bought him something, they had to buy me. Remember, I'm old and I already have a baby. But I have, people taking care of me, making sure that I eat. But... I never lost faith in this thing.
What happened to you though? Like, because as a man, naturally, you're always a provider. So when you go through such things, it becomes really tough. Women sometimes get it, but then as a man, like,
your confidence takes a knock.
Yeah, it did. It did. But when you are called for this music thing, it again becomes your shoulder to cry on again. You know, whenever I felt down, I'd compose music. So sometimes music deprived me of the chance to actually mourn all those things that actually happened to me. So, you know, it was always present for me. So I always did music. Whenever I felt sad, I always did music. And later, like I said, this Kwame song happened later. This is a song that happened later in 2018. Then 2020, that's when Lebu gave me a chance, you know.
Let's talk about Senzeni coming out. Did you expect it to do what it did? What are your expectations? Or, you know, did you...
Yeah, you know, when I tell people this, some think that it's just another story because there's always a story, you know, behind the hit. But what happened, there's a guy of mine called Monde. He's more like my younger brother. After we did the song, he was in studio with us, but he was not part of the song, but he was in studio with us. So after we did the song, we went to crash. So while we were sleeping, I had a dream of him telling me that Senzeni would be a big song, you know. So I wake up, I tell him in the morning, "Hey, bruh,
you told me
Senzeni would be a big song."
Sure.
You know. And then I went and told Menzo and then Komando that I dreamt of Monde telling me that Senzeni would be a big song, and just how excited he was about it. It was as if the song is already big, you know. And they were just like, then I guess the song is going to be big. So from then, we believed in the song. You know, even Ulegu, you know, how he reacted, said it, that the song would be big. Even Abolulo, because Menzo posted a snippet of the song, who tweeted, Abolulo Cafe retweeted, Abo Mondlingobo retweeted, you know, saying this is a beautiful song and all that. And yeah, it happened just as, you know, we've envisioned.
So tell me about, like, in that process before your breakthrough, your support structure, like, because I can hear that there's people which believed in you before anything was there. Like, how much did it play into your success?
Yeah, it did. Banokusho vele ngesixhosa bathi ifamily uyakha ezizweni, you know what I mean? Yes, you can have a family by blood, but a family uyakha ezizweni. So with me, like I said, Usibusiso, that's one guy, because he used to work. Whenever he got a job, he'd buy me clothes. My aspana, he'd buy me clothes. His mom, Topi Funani, you know, they'd buy me clothes and all that. So even when I moved out to try and live by myself, but they still made sure that I eat when I go to sleep. So I had a lot of friends, Abo Tebo Komsala, who also made sure that I eat. You know, they made sure in Jaguti, because a lot of people felt Jaguti I was lazy, but those were the people who didn't think Jaguti lazy. So I had a lot of people, man, who were behind me, making sure that nyadla. And obviously DJ Menzo and I was always there, making sure he'd make sure that and all that. So at least I did have people. It's just said that
So tell me, like, the feeling after finally you broke. The song went viral.
Because it's platinum now. We're celebrating that today.
Yeah.
Congrats.
So tell me the feeling once that happened. Like, did you feel like I knew this was going to happen? Or was it like it shocked you?
I was shocked by the growth, you know, just how fast it grew, because this is a song we dropped in July 2020, and for it to have gone platinum during COVID, you know, and it's not amapiano. I was shocked, but I just got used to it. And this whole thing, I'm a praying man, so I was like, I guess this is the time, you know, this is the time God chose for me. Yeah. So I was like, then I guess this is my time. And I just, you know, adapted to it. And everything else that is happening still shocks me, but I feel like it's about time.
Are you going to be able to keep your foot on the pedal, though? What, do you have more music coming, an album coming, EP project? What's going on?
I actually have a new single now. It's it's also blowing us away. It's also fast growing, and it's not amapiano again. It has, a powerful message. People are receiving it well. It's high rotation on TV, high rotation on radio. It's on the charts now, iTunes charts and all that. Plus, we have an EP. It also has Senzeni and a lot more other songs.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Congrats on everything, bro.
Thank you so much,
the best. Thank you for your time. Man.
Thank you so much for having me.
Considering we're here at Universal, tell me what's the partnership with you guys as Jozi Entertainment and Universal?
This is a joint venture.
Yes.
This is a joint venture. We released the single with Universal, having gone 50-50. So is the EP. We've gone 50-50. So it's the JV.
Okay. So tell me, because your story is for a guy which just started, his story is really long in terms of
the come up. You took long to come up.
Life.
Yeah, I've seen life.
Tell us, to all those upcoming artists and everyone trying to make it and they're going through the most, what would you want to say to them?
I think what I'd love to say to a fellow up and coming artist is that nobody is going to understand your vision just as you do. When you have a dream, especially a dream that is big, try not to share it with people with small minds, because they're going to crush you. They're going to tell you just how you should stop dreaming and how you should focus on more important things, So when you have a dream, I think it's best to just sometimes keep it within yourself or try share it with people, who have bigger brains to understand, you know what I mean? Because it isn't that they didn't notice that I was talented. It's just that they just didn't believe. So it needed someone with a big brain to understand that this guy can actually be turned into a diamond. So don't share your dreams with people with small minds. Try with amaphupho akho washare nabantu babona ukuthi they have the capacity you understand and accommodate your dreams.
And I feel for you right now, it's it's a new leaf of your career. You're finally on a new chapter.
Yeah.
So speak to yourself 10 years from now. You see the guy which is going to be watching this video?
Yeah.
It's you 10 years from now.
Okay.
So what would you like to say to yourself, your future self?
Mthandazo boy, Senzeni. I'm really proud of you against all odds. We're inspiration to abantu abangathathi ntweni. Through you, a lot of people rather to say, your dreams are always valid. Noguti success has no time frame. I appreciate you, boy.
Thanks.
Thank you so much, bro.
All right, thank you.